Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I'm your host, Tank, along with
And
Marc.
I'm Marc.
We
Oh,
could say it at the same
we got
time.
we never learn, do we?
Yeah, we never do. You know, both of us try to get the spotlight.
Yeah,
And that noise you hear in the background is none other than, the pants eater himself. How's it going, Glenn?
I'm doing fantastic.
It's good to have you
All
back.
Great
right.
to be
Second
here.
time.
Yeah. Last time Glenn was on was with QNEG, but in the spirit of kicking off 2019 with our special guest, we're going to interview him one-on-one and find out what he's a nerd about.
Oh, yeah. Well, more like handicap 2-on-1, you could say. Handicap match. All
That's
right.
true.
Alrighty, Glenn. So let's get this show on the road. Got a couple questions, and I believe Marc has a few as well. So, what do you nerd out about? Like, what are things that you just nerd out about? It could be anything.
I'm an accountant, so numbers.
Okay, yeah. Before you start that, why don't you just give us your intro, who you are, what you do, and sort of what led you to being right here at this moment.
You don't have to give us your full name and social security, but yeah.
Okay. Let's see, where to begin? Well, grew up playing PlayStation 2 and fell in love with Uncharted and adventure games like that, and Jack and Daxter. And no, my first job was refereeing soccer. Recently became a CPA, and as they say, I'm living the dream.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
What's that?
Where did you go to school?
I went to college in Philadelphia, St. Joe's.
St. Joe's, that's right. What was the big like difference between like New Jersey, living in New Jersey, suburban New Jersey, and Philadelphia?
Well, I mean, technically, so St. Joe's is right on the outside of Philly. So it's not like Temple or Drexel or UPenn. Where Kobe Bryant grew up, Lower Merion, is a town right next door. So, I mean, there's that poverty line between like the Philly side and the Lower Merion side. And so if you cross the street, it's black and white. Didn't mean to make it racial, but
Yeah.
basically. So like that's a little bit interesting about St. Joe's. Like I lived in the Lower Merion side for 3 of the 4 years being there. It has its own campus, unlike the other schools. But it's a train stop away, so sort of got the best of everything there. I mean, Philly as a city is like pretty dirty. I think it's dirtier than New York City. Like I would get out of the train station and like there would be like actual doo doo like on the street, and it's not like the city horse police person.
Right.
It's like
someone literally took a shit
it was a real
in the middle of the street.
like a person.
Yeah.
So, I always wonder like what has to happen logistically for that to happen. You know what I mean? Does it just like do you do it? Do you just like stop what you're doing and do it right there, or is it like it was in the pants and then you just had to like remove it kind of deal? Like I don't get it.
Some people are just fucking nasty. That's it.
Like
I deal with the similar situation here too. So, and this is Chicago.
Chicago was really clean when I saw it. I mean, like
the business
considering it was a metropolitan area, it was like pretty nice.
Yeah, it's just mostly the this is transit ways. So, like for
Yeah.
example, we were taking the trains. Like, bro, it'll be a mess at times.
Yeah.
I was in the suburb, like 30 minutes from New York City, like train station wise, 30 minutes, and I was at Starbucks, and I opened the door, and on the floor, there was like doo-doo on the floor.
Sure.
And then the cashier was like, "Man, that's not in my job." Just the out of order sign right there.
Oh wow.
You know, they
That's
got corporate cleaners, but whatever.
That's the worst. That's probably gotta be like top 10 worst things Starbucks like fears. It's just like someone taking a massive shit.
Yeah, it's like you're in the bathroom and it's on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, was it the coffee? Like, you don't know. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Starbucks has burnt coffee. I don't know. No, you know what I mean?
You're a Dunkin' Donuts. He's a Dunkin' Donuts fanboy.
The East Coast. I mean, I think Dunkin' Donuts originated in Boston area, so
Yeah.
we can.
Wait,
I mean,
Tank,
is it really out there on the West
where
Coast?
do you get your coffee?
Fucking just brew it at home. I don't really go out there and get coffee, but when I do, it's usually
Save money.
between Dunkin' and Starbucks.
I mean, the local cafes, like, if I could go there, I would. Over everything.
You should.
Oh yeah.
You should.
Oh, like that one place we went to, Mark. You fucking love the coffee.
Which one?
The one I told you, that Cuban spot.
Oh, dude, that was like easily like best coffee cup of 2018 for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what was in it, but I loved it.
Yeah, cafe con leche. It's just coffee and milk. Just the way they steam it and the right amount of sugar that
like,
they add is perfect.
But in the United States, we just say coffee. Like in any other country, they have to have the con leche part.
Bro,
because
what's with that accent though? It was like in the United States we used to call it coffee. Fucking Jersey accent just came out of nowhere.
I guess so. I don't
It's like that's what happens to white boys when we try to speak Spanish. It's like we're not really good at it, so we just try to blend in all the accents together.
No, it's a Cuban style drink, Glenn. It's not like coffee, you know. It's a Cuban style. It's just basically
They're like, what's the difference from coffee and coffee?
Well, there's a difference in terms of making it. They don't just brew it out of like a Folgers and fucking throw milk in it. Like, here you go. It's mainly the coffee's usually from Latin America. The coffee beans are usually from Latin America, preferably either the Caribbean, Central, or South. Then you have the milk is steamed. So the milk is steamed, so it's hot in there with already the hot coffee, along with a little bit of foam, not too much. It's like a real thin layer. So when me and Mark
it's like a cappuccino basically with steamed milk.
And they tend to use, depending on some spots, they'll use whatever type of sugar. But me growing up, it was always what was that sugar? Sugar canes. Like the sugar from the sugar cane. They'll use that. And at the place we go to, they'll actually give you a packet if it's not sweet enough for you. But I didn't have to use the packet. Neither did Mark. Mark fucking chugged it. I think we both burned our lips. And then along we had a steak sandwich. I told him, bro, get the steak sandwich with the fries. And I tried this hot sauce with it. You'll fucking love it. And the whole time he's like, bro, we're definitely coming. When I come back to Chicago, we're definitely coming back here.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like eating, I was like, it was so good, but it was like under like such sad circumstances. I was like, dude, I like love this. I love this meal so much, but like, you know, it's like your body can't enjoy it because like your mind's thinking about other stuff. But
Yeah.
I definitely remember it for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I wanted them like, and that was a decent meal for you to go on your way back home. Nice, nice, decent, heavy meal. And then we had a big night afterwards, and Mark found a love of PUBG.
Yeah. Have you played yet, Glenn? Have you played like the big online like 100 player versus player?
Yeah, I haven't played on the PlayStation, but yeah, I even played the beta. Um, I don't. I just visited my friend, but I haven't played in a while though. It's been a while.
Are you a cat? Are you more so? What's your like on a scale of 1 to 10? Like how much do you game now?
Uh, Probably like a 1.
Okay,
Yeah. No, I think last time I was on here, I I didn't have a PlayStation 4, and I still don't. So,
that's crazy.
um,
So back to Tank's question, what do you nerd out about now that you're older?
I mean, I guess just like I don't know, like researching stuff. Like, I mean, you and I have been going back and forth about real estate investing, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
my other friend go on back and forth about stocks and stuff. And it's a matter of like if I'm like, even if I'm done with work, like some people like they can't stand picking up a book after work or something like that. But
Right.
I mean, like I'm just like my mind can't stop. And I was the same way when I was like go to school, like back in middle school or high school, like coming
Mm-hmm.
home, like playing video games. Like it's just the same mentality. It's just like instead of picking up a
More
controller,
focused.
I
Yeah,
gotta do something. I can't
yeah,
just sit down. Like, and I think right now, like, because I sit down all day at work,
right.
like sitting down playing video games. Like, I mean,
That
even
would it
though,
would almost be like counterproductive at that point,
yeah, I don't
for
know.
sure. But at least you're like learning new stuff. Like shit, most people would just be like, "Oh, I don't want to read. Like reading sucks." I mean, I know I've been like, I have to make a conscious effort to like try and read because it's like after you get out of school, you know.
Yeah,
Have,
I mean, like, I would just feel like, I don't know, lack of a different word, just like a loser if I just came home and, uh, just like felt like light in my bed or something like that. I
yeah,
mean, like at least like video games, you're challenging yourself. Like there's strategy to it, and that's what like PUBG. Like if you do the team mode in that, like you can like flank the opponent and stuff like that, and there's like just like SOCOM, like what we were doing back then.
mm-hmm.
There's tons of strategy in that. So I
Yeah.
mean, just like immerse yourself in it, and so like to
Yeah.
me,
But
I
it's
mean
like
that
then you have to like learn the strategy of life, you know, as you get older. So
yeah
it's like at least you're doing that. You know, some people just are like, fuck it and just like go to work and that's it, you know.
yeah I mean I don't settle. Like
That's good.
I went to school and then I got my CPA license within 2 years. So I mean, some people get it within 3 months, but like still, what I mean.
Right.
Like it just was a goal of mine. So
Okay.
sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just like I just
You gotta just
do
fake
something.
it till you make it, right?
Yeah. But enough about me. I don't like talking about myself really.
Well, too bad because we still got a couple more questions for your ass. But before we move on to the questions, we want to go ahead and introduce Jordan. Well, Key, who came in a little bit late. What's going on, Key?
Yeah,
Wow,
he's a
guys.
surprise guest.
Hey,
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
good.
What up? What up, man?
All right, so Key, me and you have a nice segment in a few, which you're gonna love, which is traveling in winter/snow.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
So we'll
But
definitely
before we
get
get
into
to
that.
that, why don't you just give everybody an intro and what you do, how we met, the whole nine.
Again?
No, just like about you, not like gaming, you know,
Oh,
like
I
who
mean.
you are as a person. I hope there's more than play games, but go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know we're doing intros. Yeah, Jordan. I'm in the information technology field where I work on high-end servers and networking for other companies, and I work out and play video games and cook in my pastime.
And from
And
what
I
I hear,
have
you're one
a
hell of a
beautiful
cook.
wife.
know.
Heard that before.
I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful dog, and a beautiful house. So
Yeah. We were there for the wedding.
So-
Well,
you were there for the wedding.
2 of us
Sounds like you're
was there
living
for
the
the wedding.
dream.
Yeah. You just haven't tried your cooking yet. That's what I hear is what's amazing.
Oh, my cooking's fantastic. I'm like the second best cook I know, right behind my dad.
Nice. And you just had a job interview today in Boston?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Go ahead, Tank.
Let's see. This is for both you guys. What is your a favorite nerd memory? And we'll go ahead and kick it off with Glenn. Like, what is like one of your favorite nerd memories? It could be anything from the past, gaming, whatever it was, something that was nerdy.
Nerd memory. I don't know. Like, just staying up all night playing Jack and Daxter. Like, I don't even know what that character was, but looking back on it, I mean, that game sort of like got me addicted from the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great game.
I actually never played Jack
When you
and
just,
Daxter.
Yeah, when you just get super connected to the characters and it's like an emotional investment, like from mission 1, you know what I mean?
Wait, let's circle back a second. You never played Jack and Daxter?
No.
Yeah, incompetent, right?
That's the name of the podcast.
How'd you not like literally
Precursor
Jack?
Legacy.
Jack 2 was like one of the best PS2 games I've ever played.
Exactly.
Well, when
Three
I
was there.
I wasn't
was
really into
pushed,
games like
but-
that. Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. Never was into those types.
Okay. Let's pause though,
Yeah,
Tank,
yeah,
and turn
yeah.
the table. How did you get into adventure games then?
How did I get into adventure games?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Let's go way back. The very first adventure game I played was a hand-me-down of the NES that I had, and I played Legend of Zelda 2 Link's Awakening, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually drove me nuts in terms of playing freaking adventure games. As time went on, I was going to say the best adventure game I played back in my past. Well, for me, what was it? I'm trying to narrow it down like to the past. All right, I'm blank.
Nothing.
Nothing. 64. It was Ocarina of Time that really like got me into like lores, not just of just Zelda, but adventure game like type adventure games were lore heavy, reading all the text, and I always hated to read shit, but that always got me to like, I want to know more about this world. I want to learn
Right.
more about this and that. So I would constantly get into it when I was getting older, and Jack and Daxter came out, and also Ratchet and Clank. Those games never really appealed to me. So when it came to the PS2, I always played like some other games.
Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper, never played it.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
What is wrong with you?
I'm the fucking.
He's more of like a Final Fantasy kind of guy.
I was.
Yeah, okay.
I
get
was
that.
more the RPG adventures.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII was one. Final Fantasy Tactics I had was another one. I was like into RPGs a lot when I was younger. The Pokemon series,
Okay. Yeah, now it's like it's making more of a clear
Dragon
picture.
Quest. Because I never had a SNES, a Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, it was just that one RPG I did play, and I can't remember the name at all. But it was like a first person. It was on the Sega Genesis. It was a first person like dungeon crawling game.
Mm-hmm.
Like each movement you go throughout this, I think it was like an auto generated maze or whatever BS. But you had to fight creatures, build up your stats, and keep going. And I want to say there's many games like it. But for the Genesis, that's one of the games I had, and it had want to say it was pretty much a decent story.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not remember the name of it at all. But it was RPGs that threw me into the whole adventure.
And then, so how did you end up after all that at Uncharted?
Oh, Uncharted was just like a movie. That's what made me grew like in love.
Right. But what made you buy the first one?
What made me bought the first one was when I first saw the PS3 and the tech demo. This was when I was at the age of graphics was everything. Story, gameplay was never a thing in my mind.
Right.
It was always like amazing graphics. If it has amazing graphics, it's an amazing game, which we all know in this chat right now is BS. So
sure.
When I saw Uncharted's tech demo, when I saw the demo that they showed, the cinematic demo, I was like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. And then when I saw the gameplay, I was like, yo, this really does look good. So I played it. I loved how it was. It was more cinematic. Story was literally like Uncharted 1 is, I want to say, it's my top. It's the third one. All four. Wait, 5 of them. It's number 3.
Sure.
Where for me it's like 4, 2, 1, 3, and then the Vita version.
Right.
So the 5th does not include. Dude, I just played it like a year ago and I already forgot the name of it. The one with
the
Chloe.
Lost Legacy, is that what it is?
The one with Chloe and Nadine.
I haven't played that one yet.
It was solid. It could have passed as like an Uncharted 4 expansion because it was like a 6-7-ish hour campaign, but
yeah,
sure.
I thought it was good.
But then again, all female cast really doesn't make all money.
I mean, like
I'm joking.
I liked them. No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying like, to those people who are like boycotting or whatever. It's like they were likable characters. I loved Chloe from Uncharted 2, and then Nadine. Nadine was a little ridiculous.
I think she's like.
She's a little ridiculous.
I think she's a little too over the top. Her character design, I want to say, is a little too over the top. Where
I think they just were like they put some backstory in the 2, and then like fans were probably like, oh well, what happened with them? And then they're like, fine, here's like a 6-hour story.
Like this has nothing to do with like gender. I'm just saying like there's only so much like things a person weighing, from my estimates, like 110, 115 pounds can do against like 200-pound men literally grabbing you from each side. I'm just saying, I'm going off of Uncharted 4 when like Nate and his brother were like double teaming her. Not sexually, but but when Nate and his brother were like, when Nate and Sam were like double teaming her, there's like regardless of your training, there's only so much that a fucking 110, 15-pound person, male or female, could do. And they just made it like over the top in that sense. And like on a plot wise, like Mark said, a little over the top. But Chloe is by far the cooler character out of the 2.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I like her a lot more. Yeah, exactly. She has like a really good like. She's like the Lara Croft in Uncharted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes her sick. I like her a lot.
So I think that's a great transition. Jordan, what do you nerd out about most?
Like overall?
Yeah, well, just like what do you find yourself like engaging in the most in like conversations?
Politics.
Well, no, on a nerd level, though.
Not really.
Politics.
I would say, man, I gotta, as much as I don't want to admit it, and I'm gonna come off so like neckbeard here, but like, mad Star Wars. I think there's very few people I know in IRL that like I can actually relate with me on Star Wars topics. And I mean that, like, I listened to the Darth Bane trilogy. I've listened to Darth Plagueis book. I'm listening to Thrawn right now on my way back from Boston. I was listening to I was listening to the Thrawn book, the second book of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like the universe before Disney absolutely fucking ruined it. The universe was actually really awesome.
Yeah.
And the lore and content around it, it's just absolutely astounding. And
So just bring me up to speed because I know nothing. But all this stuff was created after the movies, but before the new movies.
You're gonna hear two things. You're gonna hear canon and legends. Anything that's quote unquote legends
was the expanded universe.
It was the expanded universe. But what's fucked too is what used to be canon, including the Darth Plagueis book and the Bane trilogy, is now thrown into legends because Disney has not approved it.
Yeah.
The Darth Plagueis book made me love episode 1 and 2. And I know that a lot of Star Wars fans hate that, but if you listen to Darth Plagueis, which is like not espionage, but conspiratorial, what goes on behind the scenes during episode 1 and reaching in episode 2, it makes you appreciate 1 and 2 way more. But I'm just nerdgasming at this point. And Darth Bane's trilogy is probably one of the best nerd stories I've ever heard in my life. And that's I think the Bane trilogy is better than the original trilogy. I think it's better than the prequels. Definitely better than the sequels. That goes without saying. Yeah. So Star Wars is probably one of the biggest things for me.
Well, it looks like me and Jordan needs to do a Star Wars cast then.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
me and you will go everything talking about. I never read the books, but man, I have been catching up on the lore. I have going to buy like the audiobooks or even the actual books, just the ebooks to read and just get into Legends because this new crap, this Disney era is just bullshit.
It's awful. It's awful.
But isn't it interesting how like because it's like so bad in some people's eyes, it's almost like making a bigger audience for like these types of like spin-offs, if you will.
And you know what's crazy too is what's her name too? Not Kathleen Kennedy exactly, but someone close to her came out and said that they had like a little internal investigation and have concluded that like it was Russian bots that are the cause for all the hatred of episode 8. And it's like, dude, no, like episode 8's bad. It's bad. Like the writing was bad, the plot was bad, and like you literally made awful character development decisions, awful plot point decisions. Like Leia, you should have let Carrie Fisher die. Sorry, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen 8 yet, but you should have let Carrie Fisher die in the beginning when she's floating into space. It could have ended right there for her, but no, you're going to disrespect that fucking woman and have some other lady CG her fucking face. Sorry for swearing, but you're going to CG her face onto another actress for episode 9 when she could have just died right there. So I don't know if it's much more of a Disney thing than it is a Rian Johnson thing, because I didn't have an issue with 7. I just thought 7 was not original. I thought 7 was just like episode 4, but you know, different. But sure. Like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't original. This was original, but that's not a good thing. It
was definitely original, that was for sure, but it just didn't go well.
Exactly.
But Jay, off topic, we'll definitely have to plan a Star Wars cast and get that going because man, I
love it.
I could just see that just going wild. But let's move on to the next topic. That's a good transition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it. Me and Jay has a cast. Me and Jordan has a cast for the next episode. Probably not next one, but a future one coming soon.
Coming soon. Love it.
Coming soon to a podcast near you. All right, so let me go ahead and just give out this story that I had to deal with. So, because of Chicago's weather, the polar vortex, fuck that shit. Currently, Chicago's going to be dealing with tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday, the 30th, January 30th. we should be expecting temperatures which will be at high -13 and at low -22. But but we are getting the wind chill. It will literally feel like it's -45 to -60 degrees.
Oh my god, that's insane.
So with that said, I was able to speak with my managers at work, and tomorrow I am working from home. I'm setting up my monitor for my PC, which I haven't used in a while, and it's a 1080p Dell monitor. For my work laptop, it is the new MacBook USB-C. So I connected the adapter just to check to make sure, and the quality was horrible. That I'm like, I can't work like this. So I called Lyft to go to the tech store.
Wait, your Mac doesn't have an HDMI?
Nope, it's all 4 USB-C ports. This is the newer version.
That's so weird. So it's brand new then.
Yeah, it's brand new. That's my work laptop and my current laptop too as well.
Got it.
So, call Lyft and did a round trip to go to the store and then come back because I needed to get a DisplayPort to HDMI cable. After doing some research, it was saying like, oh, the type and everything was still, the fonts and everything would still be big, but if you have a direct cord, at least they'll not be as blurry or fuzzy. That will fix the issue. So I did that. Call the Lyft driver. Picks me up, and as soon as I get in the car, I'm like, hey man, this is gonna be a weird question, but I have set a round trip, so when you drop me off at my location, can you hold off just for 5 minutes? I'm actually running into the store, and I'm running right back out. He goes, oh, okay, no problem. Mm-hmm. He thought, I guess he didn't hear me say round trip. He's over here thinking that I'm going to get a free ride back home. No, I paid for my ride back home. So when he dropped me off and pressed the damn button, he sees that I do have a round trip. Ride. Yeah, I do have another round trip. He's like, oh, I didn't know this was Lyft does this. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So I ran in there, got my stuff, and ran back out, dropped me off home. I was so happy. And
what's the hack for what's one good thing about winter weather?
If you fucking Uber, Lyft it, and do round trips if you're going in and out of places.
Okay, that's a good. I mean, I didn't know about it. Obviously, he didn't. So
yeah,
maybe it's usually a new thing.
Yeah, depending on what app you use, either Lyft or Uber. I use Lyft mostly. That little plus button next to your destination, that's basically to add a second destination. And I don't know how many you can add. All I just gone up was just 2. Just like drop myself off and drop somebody else off I'm with or whatever.
Right. And then Jordan, how was or we'll go to Glenn. Glenn, what are your winter weather travel hacks?
Travel hacks? Just stay inside.
I've always loved this guy's like just brutal honesty. How do you get to work?
Get the gasoline for your snowblower beforehand.
Yeah.
Do you pour it all over yourself?
I had a totally different envision when you said that because you paused
right.
Blow, like for your snowblower, and then after you said beforehand, I understood you meant like to gas up your snowblower. Yeah. But when you stopped that snowblower, I thought you meant like a substitute for a snowblower is using gasoline and just lighting your front yard on fire.
Oh, that's so funny.
Burn, baby, burn! It's like, hey, that kid next door is weird.
Exactly.
Do
you drive to work?
Yeah. Yep.
And what do you do when it snows?
I mean, so before in November, New Jersey wasn't prepared for the snow, so it was this awkward snowstorm, and so like piggybacking off of what we were just talking about, just tell your boss like you're leaving, just like flex your muscle and just say, look, what you can do, fire me, I'm leaving, because you're gonna be stuck in the 5-hour traffic, or not even traffic, just like snow people would have normally staggered them, like this group of people who leave work at 4, group of people who leave at 5, 5:30, 6, 6:30. But then when snow starts at 2:00, everyone's going to leave at 4.
Right.
So you got to be smart to leave at 1:30 or at 2:00 right when it starts, or else you're going to be all the idiots that are stuck for 5 hours to drive 20 minutes.
Yeah. Your dick has gotten so big since I've met you. I can never imagine you like telling your boss like, "Yo, I'm leaving early."
No, I mean my boss, like my manager's worry wart. So
okay,
easy to convince him about stuff like that. It's like we have computers for a reason. You can work from home,
right? Isn't that the big like irony of the world? Like most of the stuff we do, we can probably do like in our homes, but
instead we drive to an office that's like 10 to a fucking hour away from us.
Yep.
To sit down with people you don't even fucking like, and then do it all over the next day. Where it's like, man, why can't work from home? I could do all this stuff at home.
I mean, if you don't need a manager to like point things out to you, then
this is why we have apps like Skype for Business, Microsoft Teams, Slack. These are collaborative applications, and where you don't have to be there, and they don't have to point stuff out. They could be like, hey, make sure you get all this done today within there, and next you know, you got everything done.
Nice.
Like we have the technology, we can do it.
Yeah. Jordan, how was your drive back from Boston in that storm?
Awful. The only solution to like the issue that I'm about to list out is automated driving, where people have no control over their cars, and that's it. There's no other solution. Like people in New England, specifically Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire, do not know how to drive, and that's a fact. They don't.
Why didn't you take the train like you did when we met up?
Because I had to go to a friend's house beforehand. So
got it.
Went to a friend's house beforehand, then went to Boston, and then it was the wonderful 4-hour drive back. So
it's not that many miles, right? I think I did it in an hour and a half.
It's not that many miles, but when you combine the average time frame when everyone's getting out of work in Boston,
right,
with the heavy snow that I sent you guys a video of,
right,
it's just a gigantic shitstorm of idiots.
Yeah,
and they don't know. They literally think it's like either you have this one stupid idiot who thinks he can easily cut lanes like he does in the summer, and then he realizes
in a 4-door sedan, right?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh shit, why isn't my car braking on time? Like, you fucking idiot!" and then starts a car crash and then jams up 12 miles of traffic. It's either that, or it's just people who think if they go more than 2 miles an hour, they're gonna spin out of control.
They're gonna die.
Yeah. So there's no median. There's except for me, and I don't mean to be that guy and be like, "Oh, it's all about me," but literally, it feels like just me. I understand the median between not driving like a fucking idiot and also not driving like a pussy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, on a highway on a normal day, you would go 20 miles over or 15 miles over the speed limit.
15.
Yeah.
I always have that limit.
When it snows, you drive the speed limit.
Exactly.
Yep.
I normally go back roads. I normally go 10 over and highway 15 over, and then during snowstorms I go the speed limit.
Yeah.
And that's safe.
People 4-wheel drive?
No, I don't. I just know how to drive.
with self-driving autonomous cars, you're not supposed to use cruise control when it's icy out or wet out.
No, you're not. I'm saying. Well, no, go ahead, please.
The self-driving car be similar to cruise control a little bit?
No, because self-driving cars make calculations on the spot about how fast the car should be going and how far they should be away from the next car in front of them.
Yeah.
They understand like where the lanes are. They can understand incoming dangers. Like basically, they can do things. Like, you know what pisses me off? So I'm slightly about to sidetrack here, but dude, what fucking pisses me off is that commercial. I forgot what brand. I think it was Toyota, where like it was pretty much justifying people from being
the RV.
I think so,
RV.
from being like distracted on the road, and the self-stopper like of the car like stopped.
Yeah, with the RV, and it's like the RV stops and then they stop short, but it was like really a deer or something unnecessary.
Yep, and it's like they. What the hell is that?
We'll talk about that next. Just keep going.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay, no, they. Yeah, just like I feel like that commercial justifies people for not paying attention to what they're doing on the road.
Yeah.
So,
well, like from my perspective, it's like stuff like that would happen in that commercial. Like that happened. That's going to happen all the time, no matter what. Like regardless of whatever the weather is out. But at least it's saying like, yo, like here's something that we're trying to do something. You know what I mean? They're not just like, oh,
no,
well,
I agree.
This is a problem. Like, good luck.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I feel like, I'm like hyper, anti-group, pro-individual and stuff like that. But this is a thing where I'm just like, take the cars away from everybody, take them away from everybody, and give them automated cars. Like fucking do it. I'd put my money into that. And
you know what? You know what's funny too is like whenever I tell people like I live in LA and like I can still take the train, I can still take the bus and the subway, and they look at me with like this disdain, and I'm just like, these resources are all available for you, and like nobody takes advantage of them. So it's like, yeah, I don't feel bad that you got in like your third accident this year. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Because there's no reason. Like if you don't have to drive, don't.
Yep. No, definitely a fair point for sure.
Like, get as many cars off the road as you can now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, the thing I hate about New Jersey, like one of the things I hate about it is with the public transportation, even though New York City like is 30-minute drive away, taking a train is an hour.
Right.
Like that right there is like you need to
that needs to be improved for sure.
That's similar to Chicago, where sometimes it's a little bit fast. It depends on the time of day, where it's faster to get into the city from the suburbs area. Most folks, like in my job, most of them live in suburbs. They usually just take the train. Very few drive to the city just because parking is a pain. We don't have free parking for employees. It's more like, oh, you get a discount. But most folks just, take the train. And one of my guys, he lives off to the suburbs, which is about like an hour and a half train ride. And the train that he takes is called the Metro. This is the ones that go out to the suburbs and to the city. And these trains suck. And when I mean they suck, I mean an inch of snow drops, and for some weird reason, you got one Metro line that just derailed. You got another Metro line that's having issues. It's like it just snowed an inch. Are you serious? And there's been so much work on fixing and repairing, and many people are just hate the metro system. I take the inner city. Since I live in the city, I take the city transit, and it's pretty decent, but every now and then it's been annoying that the line that I take is just constantly delayed.
Sure.
But then again, my travel is 20 minutes.
What's a delay for you? Like, it comes every 3 minutes. Like, how's that?
Oh, there's been...
What, the delay is like every 5?
No. The usual time to wait for the train is usually 5 to 7 minutes. And delays, minor delays, usually bump that up to either 10 to 15 minutes. And then a major delay bumps that up to either 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, wow.
And that's because certain areas of the tracks have the switches to, for they could switch rails.
Sure.
So if a train's just banged up in that area, there's no way in hell, that train could switch unless it goes, all the way to the next switch area to come back, pick up people, and then keep moving forward. So it causes delay on both sides. And dude, anything could be a delay. Anything. Oh, door issues. Freaking somebody passed out. Somebody fell on the tracks. We had, lighting issues. There's an elevator that went off in this station. Why did the elevator cause a delay? Like when I read the updates, like I follow CTA just because I need to know these updates. And when I see some of the dumbest, on Twitter, when I see like some of the dumbest stuff that caused my train to delay, I'm just like, are you serious right now?
You should follow Subway Creatures on Instagram. They probably have a Twitter too, but
I follow
it's just like the freak show of Subway people.
People of the CTA.
There you go, Mark. That's the one. That's the one I told you about.
I show people that Facebook page.
People of the CTA, they have a Facebook page and Instagram, and oh my god, it's like this is Chicago's best right here. This is what Chicago has to offer. Because man, all those people that's on there, I have seen several. I want to say I have seen some of them, and this is like, yep, I know that asshole.
Do you still have like everything's regularly scheduled? Like even though the crazy stuff is happening with the weather?
No, everything is happening with the weather now. Metros are now modified times. CTA and the CTA's trains and bus systems are now being on modified times. They were saying like, oh, we're trying to be, we're doing regular. You ain't gonna be able to do regular times where half of your staff is probably not gonna come in.
Right.
So, and I'm not waiting no freaking 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes at this station.
Right.
Especially dealing with that weather. Oh, God. Also about that weather, hey, Jordan is heading up towards you, so bunker down.
Book it, though. It's not going to be nearly as cold as you guys. We already had that like a week ago with like
What are you at now?
Oh, right now it's not that bad. Hold on. Weather.
It's a lake effect snow.
20 degrees right now.
That's
not bad. That's beach weather.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely beach weather. What you call it? Yeah, right now it's 7 degrees, but it feels like 27. No, it feels like negative 27. My bad.
Sorry, you heard a big bang. I fucking feels like negative 27. Yeah. See, like New Englanders too. That was the point I wanted to bring up a little earlier. Another thing that pisses me off about this region is like they make fun of Southerners, right? They make fun of Southerners for freaking out over like 2 inches of road, but it's like none of y'all know how to drive in the snow. That comes every single year. So what does that say about you?
Exactly.
Like you make fun of people who can't drive in the snow for a couple inches that they never see, but yet you see it every year and you still drive like idiots.
Sure.
They bitch about the snow, but it's like we don't have flooding, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have hurricanes or forest fires. Yep. Like we literally just have to deal with snow every year. And yet I hear the same bitching every year from all these fucking iced coffee latte girls I went to high school with. Every year on Facebook. And it's just like, dudes, like, it's not a big deal. Like, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, you guys couldn't have Tom Brady.
That's just fucking. You're going into territory here, man.
I think you struck a chord with them. Oh, man.
I mean, Mark, as far as the LA Rams go, like, they're pretty much all bandwagon fans, right?
Oh my God, all of them.
It's like
all of them are.
It's not even funny. I could manufacture T-shirts right now and have a business going by like in a year. Like that's how quick it was. And it's so funny. It's so funny how many people come up through the woodworks, and it's like there was a story on the news. It's like Rams cheerleaders from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it's like, who the fuck are these people, right? Just like random people come out of the like, oh yeah, we're the Rams fans, right?
Oh my God. Like, yeah, I'm do or die, man. And it's like the dude's like 13. It's like, yeah, okay.
The best thing that happened from the Rams like being in the playoffs was I got 20 cents off on Shell on my gas. So like I was pumped about that. But
that's sweet.
It's just like gimmick after gimmick after gimmick to get you to care about football, because like nobody cares about sports in LA if you're not winning.
Yeah,
and that's a huge driving thing right now. Is that that was the whole deal with the NFC Championship, because I mean, Glenn, you do your sportscast, so you know it with the freaking whatever his name did the pass interference call, or no call, I should say, on that. You guys saw it, right?
Helmet to helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, helmet to helmet and blatant pass interference. And then a separate angle came out of three refs from three different angles looking at it. Looking at the play, and none of them threw their flags.
It's not even like.
Apparently, one of them was about to. Apparently, one of the three refs was about to throw the flag, but then the head official came over and stopped them from throwing the flag. Now, here's the caveat, though, is that this whole ordeal has turned Saints fans into the new Cowboy fans, and I mean that as far as like the mantle for most annoying fan base in the country, because they are flamboyantly annoying about this fucking thing. It was a bad call, but
like there's bad calls the whole entire
there's
game.
Bad calls all.
It's just
every
that was
game.
the worst one.
That was the worst one, sure. And they're like, we want a rematch. It's like, y'all had a rematch. It was called overtime, and you got the ball first,
and you still lost, right? Exactly.
You got the
they
ball
still
first, and
the Rams didn't even get the last two touchdowns, but they got to the red zone. So
yep, and that's like literally like. You had your chance. You had several opportunities prior to that bad call, and that's why I love the Patriots, because we play situational football and we play to not lose rather than to win. And a way to not lose
make your opponent make mistakes before you do.
Exactly, and you make sure that you're ahead enough by the end of the game where bad calls like that don't affect the outcome of the game.
Sure.
But at the same time, I feel much more confident facing the Rams than I would have facing the Saints. I as much as I would have loved a Bruce Brady Super Bowl, I was not ready for that Saints team. I thought the Saints were the better team on the field that day, and
sure.
Yeah, I don't think the Rams are as good as people say they are. I think
it's a great thing to end on. Jordan, how many points? Obviously, you're going to pick the Patriots, but how many points are you going to win by?
I mean, Patriots, every single Super Bowl Brady's ever been in has been decided by 8 points or less. So,
final
score. Patriots 27, Rams 23, no, 24. 27-24 Patriots. Fucking pen that. All right.
Okay. Glenn, what do you got?
I'm going to say 34-24 Patriots.
Oh, I thought you were going to be all about the Rams.
Nope. Like the Rams, it's like, oh, if this happens, if this happens, then they can win. Sure. Like they need so many things to go for them for it to go in their favor.
Did you even notice the significance of this too? Is that this is like the first time ever where two of the same sports cities teams are facing off in the same year with
World Series and the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
About to rob your city's heart twice, Marc. Twice.
I literally could care less about football.
And then what I'm really hoping on is for somehow the Lakers to pull it together and make it to the finals, and the Celtics make it to the finals, and then rob you a third time.
Dream on. The Lakers aren't that good.
No, they ain't. They ain't good at all. They're trash.
Tank, who you got? Football prediction for final score.
I got the commercials.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what though. Fucking your Bears got fucking robbed.
Oh, dude. I know. It pissed everybody off.
I think everyone
because like I'm just being blunt when I say
How do they get robbed?
I don't think anybody outside of this, not the state, but the city of Philadelphia, likes the Eagles. Because I think everyone understands that the Eagles are, and their fan base, politely, I'm just gonna say this as respectfully as I can, are fucking douchebags. And I don't think anybody in the country actually
The
likes
Saints are
Eagles fans.
douchebags. The Cowboys are douchebags. The Eagles are douchebags.
Dude, the Eagles are douchebags. The city is awful. The fan base is awful. If I become a president, dude, of the United States, that's like my opening address on inauguration.
Philadelphia is like the birthplace of the country.
Yeah, and look what it's turned into. That should say something. I should literally use the analogy of like what Philadelphia used to be and represent and what it is now and be like, this is what our country's turned into.
You mean that's where they signed the Declaration of Independence? That was the last good thing that happened in that city.
Exactly.
Just going to rant about how like the stupid bell.
No,
Liberty
but
Bell.
I think everyone and their mother was rooting against the Eagles in that game, and they got robbed. The Bears got robbed.
But did you see they put out like a thing of, because everybody was like, oh, the Bears kicker should have made it, so they put.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mic got unplugged.
They put out like a real kick for the people to try to make like the actual kick, and nobody can make it.
Oh yeah.
That was like
Well, it wasn't even his fault. A separate angle came out showing that he got blocked.
Sure.
The fingertip.
Oh, I feel so bad. That's honestly like the worst. Well, no, is it though? Because that dude got paid like 6 figures that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like, man,
you made the field goal.
No, but I do remember like when they lost, a lot of people were just going nuts here. A lot of videos, a lot of rants.
I loved watching those rage videos.
Oh my god!
Like kicking down doors.
I still watch Falcons fans for Super Bowl 51. Oh, it makes me so happy. Oh, and the Seahawks too, with their like sudden like demise and demoralization after realizing that they are in fact bandwagoners.
Yeah.
The NFC is just like it's a joke compared to the AFC.
I've heard the opposite, man. Oh, rephrase. Start of the season, I was hearing the opposite. Start of the season, I was like, oh, the NFC's full of all the good teams. It's just the Patriots and Steelers on the AFC. But, dude, I think the Chargers were better than most of the NFC teams this year. I think the Chiefs were better. We are better.
Honestly, I would have rooted for the Chargers if they didn't have to go through the Pats.
Me too. When we faced them off in the divisional round, people were mad at me for saying that, but I was like, if the Chargers make it all the way, I'm not going to be mad. I want Philip Rivers to have a ring. That team is
of course
amazing. And then we, the Patriots, did Belichick things. So,
and I would be a Charger fan only because I love the fact that like San Diego fans are so upset that like they're in LA now, and it's like you can't drive 100 miles to a game.
But no, I don't get it. I don't get why they moved. Like, why would you move?
Dude.
And but they're not making more money. They're making less money.
Well, yeah, because the Rams like happened to move in the same like.
What do you mean
calendar year?
Like
they made the same decision, but
they made the declaration like literally like over a month before.
And that prop didn't pass. Oh, you didn't vote for it, but it was this big prop in San Diego County that would have charged like, I don't know, an extra $7 per night on like every hotel room. So they like a resort luxury thing, so they can build like the new stadium, and they voted it down. So
I don't get it with owners. I don't get why don't they just fork it? Not fork it, but get like investing. I don't know why the city.
You like syndicate it.
I mean, I understand it's like a mutual thing because like it creates jobs in the area and it creates a lot of revenue, tax revenue, but still.
Like get a corporate company to just throw an ad up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like I know naming rights are like big now.
Mm-hmm. I think I can never understand two teams sharing the same stadium in a city as big as LA. The only other teams that do it is New York with the Jets and the Giants. And
you know what the sad part is? You know what the sad part is about that stadium?
What?
After 2 years, the games are not going to sell out anymore, and it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
They're trying to. They're trying to make LA a relevant sports city for football, and it's not.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. They don't care. LA fans only care about basketball and kind of baseball. Like you're like probably the three that actually do care.
Basketball when the Lakers are good, and not and baseball when the Clippers are good. That's what everybody always says.
That's funny. That's a funny saying.
No, I wanted to just piggyback off that. Chicago, when it comes to the sports teams here, United Center is shared by Bulls, Blackhawks, and every now and then some other shit. And then Soldier Field is shared by not just with the Bears, but also the soccer team, Chicago Fire.
Oh, I mean that's a lot. I would say that's a lot of cities already. Like Boston, TD Gardens for the Bruins and Celtics, and then the Foxboroughs for the Patriots and Revolution, which is a soccer team.
Yeah, it's weird how you just hit these soccer teams on all these cities that you're like, they still do exist.
It's picking up speed, man.
Yeah.
I've been reading the rates. It's slowly but surely it's actually picking up speed here.
Yeah, it's because the older millennials, because their mamas put them in soccer, and now it picked up speed because of that. That's the name, soccer moms.
Yeah, true, exactly. Baseball's popularity is slowly dying, and I mean, like, as much as I like the playoffs and the World Series, I can't say I'm particularly fond of having to watch over like 160 games a year. It's kind of fucking boring, honestly. Playoff baseball is awesome. Playoff baseball is probably one of the most awesome experiences.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
Same a little bit with the NBA. Like once it gets to the playoff time, it's just a lot more fun to watch.
At least with the NBA though, it's half the games, and there's primetime games too. Like when there's like when you have like a series between the Red Sox and Yankees, it's only so interesting during the regular season. Whereas like Saturday with the Celtics and Warriors, I was like engrossed with that game. I put all my shit aside to watch that game because I was like, there's like moments where I was like, I have to watch this particular matchup. Like I have to watch Oklahoma City and Warriors whenever they face off, or Celtics Lakers. But like baseball, I don't care. I really don't. Same with hockey.
I'm the exact opposite. Every time I see like the playoffs for baseball, it's just like I'm not into sports much. Baseball, I'm more like give or take. But when it's the playoff season, and of course if the Cubs are doing great, I'm just all fucking over it. I'm watching it, I'm going crazy. And this is when I'm cheering, acting buck. But then after that, it's just like, And then when I watch football or basketball, it's just, for me, it's not as entertaining. What I like about baseball is just the fact that, being in that crowd or just watching TV with the right crowd is just, it's amazing.
For sure. I think that's a great place to end, gentlemen.
Yep, 27-24 Pats.
Oh.
Tom Brady gets his sixth ring and has enough to destroy half the universe.
Cool. He's been. If you were born in the year 2000, Tom Brady's been in half the Super Bowls you've been alive for.
Yep.
Shit.
Sir.
You want the obscure fact though, Jordan?
What?
Every Super Bowl he's in has gone down in ratings. Like the more he's in, it goes down every time he's in it.
A lot of people are boycotting this one.
No, I've heard maybe now, but like, what's it called? 49 was like the most watched Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, like over time. But I'm saying like if you calculate like every single one he's been in versus the ones he isn't in, his viewership is like going down.
I don't think he's the cause of it. It's the fact that football is not as being big anymore. Even the normal, just the regular season and then playoff season, ratings have been going down throughout the years. So
yeah, for sure.
It's not mainly, because Brady's over here in the fucking, Super Bowl. It's just overall. I just mainly watch it just to see how the game goes, see what's going on at halftime, and check out the commercials. favorite commercials are fucking Budweiser, Miller, and pretty much that. Those two make like the best fucking commercials.
You guys, right before you go though, you guys talk about the Shaggy memes at all?
Shaggy
Oh
Mortal
my god, were
Kombat.
you in middle school?
Dude, stop. Those are so freaking funny. Oh my, I see these constantly, and they are so damn funny. I can't get over them. How do you not find them funny?
Because the middle schoolers find them funny and they're 12 years old.
Dude, no, like, have you not heard though that there's actually like a huge petition right now to get Shaggy
In
onto Mortal Kombat 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would win? Shaggy using 3% of his power or Ed with a pebble in his shoe? Do you remember that episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie where Ed goes fucking insane because he has a pebble in his shoe?
Yeah.
Oh man, this isn't even my final form.
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna go on a meme rant on that soon. Oh man, I love them, and now that I know you hate them, I'm gonna send them to you constantly.
Okay, I look forward to it.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, Pat's is a good place to leave off though.
Jordan, Glenn, thanks for being guests. First guest of 2019, and hopefully this can spark some new discussions with both of you because we love having both of you on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Till next time.
Awesome.
Till
Thanks,
next
guys.
time.
Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Take care, everybody.
Peace. Bye.
Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this cast. We'll see you guys next time. Also, any of the information you want to know, contact us following Twitter, Instagram's all below. Also, there's a new logo and banner for the Facebook, Twitter, Podbean website. Check it out. Leave us comments, concerns, anything. Till next time, catch you later.